Virginia fighting for their life, picked up a big quad one victory on the road at Stanford last Sunday. And we are underway. Anaya Hardy under the basket opens the score.
Yeah, right away using her athleticism. That's the way Jeff Walz wants to play. They can throw those lobs up for her. She can just go get them and finish it easy 2 inside.
Your referees, Joseph Vasili, Meadow Overstreet, and Linda Miles. First possession for the Cavaliers. Virginia coming in at 18-8. 3-ball, Romi Levy drops.
Yeah, using Kamora Johnson as kind of a off-piece on the weak side. She's a decoy.
They left this down below. Lou threw it to Roberts for 3 along the wing. Both teams have got a triple early. Clark in her 5th season. Amanze comes to set the screen. 2 to shoot for Virginia. Smith steps into the 2 and put it long. Laura Siegler flirted with a triple-double their last time out. It was a win against Florida State for Louisville. It's down below. Lou turns around and drops it in.
She didn't get it to her directly. You saw Siegler being that point forward that we talked about in the open, bringing the ball up the floor and giving the Cards a different option.
Took Missouri State to a Sweet 16 in the Missouri Valley before her time in Charlottesville, but trying to get the Cavs back to the tournament.
Yeah, her rookie season as a head coach in the ACC defeated Jeff Walz on this very floor. Snapped a 10-game win streak, and Jeff Walz is still salty about that game.
Well, and even though 2 years have passed, right? I mean, it's still on the top of minds of just about everybody. Estambololu from 3, top of the key.
This is a team that has at least 5 or 6 players on the floor at all times who have the green light in a sense. They can all score the basketball and all be decoys at a different point in time on the floor.
Smith, the transfer from LSU, former NCAA champion. 6 and change to play first quarter. Roberts nearly lost it in the paint. To the corner it goes from the 3-ball. Missed. Home run pass from Johnson to Levy. Brings it down. Left hand off the window.
Levy just did an excellent job.
Especially with Virginia having that sense of urgency. Johnson on her way up the floor. Pivots, picked up that dribble. To the wing for Paris Clark. In and out. Amanze tipped the rebound. And Taj Roberts shaken up on the floor. There's a tie-up.
I mean, this is their leading scorer. You can see right there. Looks like she kind of took a gimpy step right before getting that rebound. It's going to be helped to the locker room. Hopefully it's nothing serious. And we'll see her again in this game. None of these Louisville Cards are top 25 in scoring, but you've got 5 players averaging 9 points a game, 7 players averaging 8 points a game, so they can all get it done.
Smith has got 5 points. And again, both teams in very different scenarios right now for March. That was tipped by the much taller Smith, and it leads to a fast break for Johnson, who's got her first point.
And that's exactly how they want to play. They want to turn you over. This is a team that is top 5 in the ACC in steals per game. They love the transition game.
9-0 run for Virginia. Estambololu made a 3 earlier from a similar spot. That one off the heel. And Johnson leads a potential 3-on-2. Randolph catches up. Clark with the tough finish.
Yeah, she had the hang time in the air, recognized, and he laughed at me and said, they're all getting paid now. They expect the pressure. That's why they came here. So, of course, they know the stakes of what's going on this time of the season.
Siegler, beautiful finish before the media timeout. Johnson thought about a 3, dropped, floater, blocked away.
So to elevate and block that shot by Johnson without fouling.
Clark will inbound. And Johnson's got it. That's her range. She could have fired it from there. No 3-ball attempts just yet for Johnson, who has the single-season record for 3s by a Cavalier. Clark again frees up space in the lane.
I don't know how she got free. Virginia's length affected that layup by Berry.
And now Berry misses the 3. Paris Clark rips down an impressive rebound. Clark, for her size, an impressive rebounder. Had 7 boards on the road at Stanford last week.
She gets after it.
Oh, board, Weimer can't put it away. She'll head to the free throw line. Remains a 13-2 run for Virginia. Big serves, electric rallies, and a Vegas atmosphere as some of the biggest names in tennis take the court. Don't miss the MGM Tennis Slam. 15-2 run. This is amazing to watch.
And Louisville expected this game. One of the assistant coaches, Donisha Pineda, coming over to us earlier before the game and said, we expect this to be a matchup. We don't take this team for granted.
It's an ACC battle as Barry puts that away on the fade back. 6-second difference, shot and game. And 4 to shoot. Clark had to put it up. It was blocked by Siegler. And with 3 seconds, Louisville trying to push the pace. Jones, Barry lets it go! Would have counted.
That would have been a pretty play had she hit that. On the other end of that, you got Virginia, who is squarely on the bubble. They're playing to get in. And Coach Mox telling us yesterday that they'll get the 2 out of 3 that they need to get to a 20-win season.
Coach Mox has got the moxie, for lack of a better term. It is a confident approach as Siegler on the long 2.
Kind of heard the slap from over here. It was 3 jerseys surrounded her as soon as she caught it.
Levy hit a 3 to start the game. That one short. Oh, Boardweimer. It was blocked. Huge hustle play for the Cardinals, and they've got a chance to tie or take the lead.
Amari Berry, the guard, getting up to block that one.
And now Clark with some pace. 1-on-2. Kicks to the left and scores as she hits the deck.
Clark has just got so much hustle to her. Both sides of the basketball. Look at her hustling to catch up to the basketball.
Jones, consecutive possessions, missing a 3. Rebound fought for by Amanze. And Johnson with a pretty pass to the baseline.
But then who catches the ball again? Clark.
Levy has got a couple triples today.
This Virginia team is coming, and they're clicking on all cylinders, and they're doing it 5 at a time.
Confident approach. Virginia came in loose. Barry drives. Won't count.
But my goodness, Paris Clark is that X factor that is driving this team behind the scenes.
Talked with Coach Mox yesterday about getting players like Johnson, like Clark. Amanze battling, scoops it, drew the foul. As upset as you're going to see him. Talking with Linda Miles. That brings Amanze to the free throw line, 73% foul shooter. Don't miss Wild Cards tomorrow at 8/7 Central, right here on the CW. Largest lead for Virginia. The Who's continue to put together a great first half effort, and that one is turned away by Smith.
They pick up the foul, but they're causing the Cards to play ugly.
And that's off a hand. Boy, Smith, her length has played a key role early. And here she is again. She got the hustle play on one end and the point. Transferred in from LSU, where she was an NCAA champion and had all kinds of injury issues with the Tigers, but having one of her better halves of the season. 8 to shoot for Louisville. Good fake, and Scott able to lay it in.
The defense, though, from Virginia.
Snaps a 9-0 run for Virginia. Cavaliers have had multiple runs as that one is going to...
Holding her to 1 of 4 from the floor so far. Doing exactly what Jeff Walz wants his team to do, make her an inefficient volume shooter.
Saw those 8 turnovers for Louisville. They only average about 13 a game. Top 5 in the ACC, but they're also top 5 in the ACC in offensive rebounds. They got another. Estambalolu frees herself, and another block for Virginia, but the second touch was not as clean. 4th foul on Virginia. This Tuesday, the NXT Women's, the North American Championship, and the NXT Tag Team belts are all up for grabs. Louisville cuts it to 7. Gabby White into the game for the first time, star freshman from Chapel Hill. And Clark fouled on her way. Paris Clark has not been afraid to crash the lane.
That's how you get the Cards to play ugly and not play to their strengths. You get some of their best players in foul trouble and send it to the bench.
Again, the turnovers have been costly so far for Louisville. Clark splits the pair.
And yes, credit to the fact that Taj Roberts is now on the floor. But again, we mentioned how this team has so many offensive threats. I don't think that that's the reason why Louisville's down by 8.
Hardy. She got fouled under the basket. It'll go on Amanze.
Lobs up to her to allow her to go up and get it and get easy twos. She's at 6'3", but plays so much bigger.
But that one was able to flush. Native of Detroit, Anaya Hardy makes both. Well, we talked about if Samaya Smith is going to make threes, that's pivotal for Virginia. But if Hardy's going to make free throws, those are valuable points for Louisville, too. Both teams have shot it well. Johnson's first three of the game is off the iron. Offensive rebound, Gabby White, and the freshman is on the board. Career performance against Wake Forest about a month ago, 22 points. She has been unleashed. Here comes Scott. Layup won't go. Johnson up the floor. Johnson with her head up. Boy, she was smiling.
Smiling at her.
She
trying
just
to pick them
smiled.
apart.
In the highest competitive moment, she finds a way to be that loose. White double team. Threw it to the free throw line. Loose basketballs everywhere, and now they reset. Only 5 to shoot for Clark. Clark with contact. And again, she hits the hardwood. What Jeff Walz talked about as we discussed, the difference this year is that her athleticism, her conditioning has let her stay on the floor as long as she does, but playing those extra minutes in the absence of Roberts.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a great learning experience, especially by this Virginia squad that is relentless on the offensive end.
Couple free throws for Clark, who spent one season at Arizona, since then has been at Virginia. That will get better. And now she matches up with Scott, who can't finish, plus the foul, but she'll get some free throws.
But created that contact.
And this is where Louisville must continue to add on to their point total. They're 0 for their last 8 from the field. Raina Scott, a senior. She has been a veteran presence for this Louisville team that, again, just shares it so well. And that's something that Jeff Walz talked about you with. They are a good team when they all play well. Sounds simple, but when everybody's clicking for Louisville, they're one of the best in the country.
Yeah, and Raina Scott's a player that they play well when she's aggressive, and that's what she did on that last one, trying to stop some of the bleeding for the Cards.
Cavaliers trying to stay hot. Cross-court pass. This is a dang Ring who hits. Ring had missed 8 threes in a row before that shot. Everybody's eating with Virginia.
Virginia's post players are not playing in this one.
And back to the Cavs.
We knew that Louisville could shoot the 3-ball, their post players could, but my goodness.
First field goal made in 4 games for Ring, and she picked a perfect time to do so, coming off the bench.
Right in front of the Cards bench, too.
And she remains in there at the 5. Smith calls for it. She was open momentarily. Takes the shot and still finished. It's the largest lead for Virginia. And Johnson comes in to swat that one away.
When they're clicking on all cylinders, not just at the offensive end, but also at the defensive end, this Virginia team plays excellent. Kamora Johnson coming in from the weak side.
And even the guards join in on that. Randolph puts it down low. This is the freshman Mbugwa.
You better believe as we come in towards ACC tournament and NCAA tournament, other teams are paying attention to this.
Is news for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to News Nation now. Brianna Hurd is on the floor for the first time for the Hoos. So Ring and Hurd playing the bench minutes. Johnson tried to take it to the hole, and she crashes.
Momentum for this Card team, but Raina Scott is who I'm paying attention to, because right now as she leads the charge for this team, she's got to be able to get this offense running before halftime and get some momentum.
Jones drives baseline, sidestep on the Euro. Got her own miss and then draws the foul. And Arizona had a career-high 30-point game against TCU last February. She was a major name in the transfer portal. Jeff Walz brought her in.
Stay even kill, not too high, not too low. Just being a player defensively who can convert.
They have hit 10 free throws, have not missed one. Hurd tries to save it right in front of us. Randolph came into pressure. Johnson with 5. Johnson picks it up. Johnson found a way.
Calls her own number whenever she feels ready to. Has not been able to get anything easy in this one, but can create whenever her team needs her to.
And again, quiets the crowd for now here at the KFC Yum Center. 3-ball off the mark by Barry.
1 minute left in the half.
Johnson lets it go from 3, short. Louisville on that last 3 Cardinals started 2 of 3 from deep this afternoon, have not hit one since.
There you go.
But they settle for the finger roll from Scott. Stolen away. Randolph's got it, but eventually Clark assists on the Levy lay-in. But as we mentioned, Louisville averages only 13 a game. Last few seconds, Mbugwa, short 2, missed on the baseline. Clock expires, and Virginia takes an 11-point lead in the halftime.
They really just forced the Cards to play ugly.
Virginia shot it well in the first half, 4 of 8 from 3. Louisville was just 2 of 12 from beyond the arc. Siegler baseline. And now changes positions out to Randolph, top of the key, Scott. Scott sidesteps, pulls up just north of the elbow, and have tried to rebound ever since, but Virginia brought it effectively in that first half. Amanze to the corner. Levy hit a couple triples in the first half, not that one. Astambalolu poked by Smith, still found a way to finish, plus the foul. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Samaya Smith, so foul trouble right away here to start the second half. Astambalolu will go to the free throw line, where Louisville's been terrific today. Largest lead for UVA was 13. Here comes Clark. The pass to Amanze. Going the other way. And Astambalolu, the one that converted the and one. Can't set it up better than that for Astambalolu. Scott charges from the wing. Teardrop a little too strong, and Siegler's got the O board. Scott again, blocked by Amanze, and there's the Virginia blockage coming back in, leading the country in blocks per game. Johnson tipped away, turnover Virginia.
I will say this, the Cardinals defense has kind of kept Kamora Johnson at bay. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to.
Astambalolu taking over the third quarter by herself. The and one bucket, the charge, the trifecta. That has led to her becoming a key player, starting all 28 games this year for Louisville, and having a big-time game against Virginia this season after going scoreless last season versus the Hoos.
Also got a chance to see her play this past summer in Turkey in FIBA Eurobasket, where Walls was an assistant coach on that squad.
So how does Virginia respond now? Going blow for blow from the free throw line. It's Weimer.
You answered your own question on that one. So sorry for their school schedule.
Well, and Coach Mox talked about that. There was a lot of downtime in California. They played 2 games, but you can only practice so much. There was a lot of downtime, and that she said that had to do with that disappointing performance against Cal.
Yeah, but she loved the response of her team coming back at Stanford. As Siegler is found by Alif Astambalolu, and what makes it so easy to get those passes from high-low.
Yum Center comes alive. Back to a 3-point game. An 11-point lead for Virginia at halftime has been dissipated as they go back and forth. Amanze plus the foul.
It's a Virginia team that likes to play through their posts. They know that that's a strength for them. Their posts are quick on their feet and can also stretch the floor offensively, which I'm finding out here on the floor today.
They actually just switched the foul as Amanze hits the free throw. Siegler picks up the foul. So 2 fouls for Astambalolu, which could be big down the stretch. We'll see. It's Scott sidestepping. No look pass to the corner for Barry, who missed the 3. Siegler and O board. Winds up back with Scott. Next whistle's the media. It's Clark. Amanze O board. Amanze can't put back. 3 Cardinals around her, and it'll stay with the Cavs. Turning into a battle here at the KFC Yum Center. Amanze battling.
Feel the sense of urgency to start this second half from this Cardinal team.
Just in case you're unfamiliar, both teams have 1 challenge per game. If you win your challenge, you get it back. If you lose your challenge, you don't get it back. And you also burn a timeout. Barry able to hit the shot after the challenge, so a momentum swing. Virginia breaks the press again. Johnson with speed. Johnson coast to coast.
That might get her going. That's her 6th point of the game. They've done exactly what they sought out to do, make her a volume, inefficient shooter. She's 3 of 10.
But oddly enough, has not made a 3. That's swatted by Amanze. Amanze comes up with her 2nd deflection of the game. It's White pulling off the same move that Johnson did.
Didn't even allow the defense to set up.
Astanbalolu remains the leading scorer of the game, though.
I mean, they know what's at stake. Both of these teams know what's at stake, and they both went to these respective schools to win.
Amanze flips to Kamora Johnson. 10 to shoot. Working against Astanbalolu. Crowd wanted to travel. Virginia bench goes nuts. 6 on the shot clock as Siegler lets it go and hits. Siegler, her first trifecta of the game.
I see you, Range.
Well, and that's something that Coach Box was concerned with, about everybody on the floor can shoot. That's something that Jeff Walls talked about being a highlight for Louisville today. And
the post for Virginia can defend out there, but Siegler just extending her range and deepening that 3-ball.
Step back. Harris Clark. Oh, yeah. Randolph sidesteps. Astanbalolu open 3. In and out as it reversed around the cylinder. Siegler struck the window. Virginia's hit 4 field goals in a row. The bouncer to White. White on the inbound. Shot clock is off as they find Johnson. Johnson still without a 3. She's got the single season record for most by a Cavalier, but she goes to the drive instead.
Can create whenever she wants to.
3rd quarter expires as Scott off the iron, and Virginia will take a 7-point lead into the 4th quarter. Louisville and Virginia going battle for battle. First the 3.
But Louisville doing a good job of getting second chance opportunities.
Cardinals trying to pull off the comeback at home. Trailed by 11 at half, 7 into the 4th. Johnson a little short. Ball squeaks out. Stays with Virginia. Skylar Jones, the freshest player on the floor for Louisville. They're without their leading scorer, Taj Roberts, who left the game early with injury. Johnson, first 3 possibility today, won't go again. Moore Johnson also did not hit a 3 in last year's game between these two.
All she's looking at is the bottom line and what they leave out of here with it. As long as they get it done, her stats don't matter.
And she's gotten her work done inside the arc. 10 points. We discussed at halftime the supporting cast today for Virginia.
Yeah, also 5 turnovers, though. They made her play ugly and made her work for every little bit.
Astanbalolu calls, leading scorer of the game, and she's got 17.
I love the patience on that post move.
Getting physical down the stretch. White for 3. Berry the other way. 1 against 3. Berry breaks away.
Amari Berry was neck to neck as she passed half court with 4 Virginia players. She didn't care. She took it 1-on-4 no matter what. Just as far as the tenacity and the grit.
3-point game.
The other thing Astanbalolu has done is drawn 7 fouls on this Virginia team.
Weimer pushes off. Good ball movement as Johnson drives. Found Amanze in the lane. Clark from 3.
Touched all 5 Virginia players. You have no choice but to break down the defense. It's going to break down eventually with more ball movement.
Good cut by Skylar Jones. Got herself into the right area.
This is the time in the game when everybody's matched up man-to-man, and you got to guard your yards.
Amanze lost her defender, threw it to Weimer, now Levy. Hit 2 early 3s in the first quarter. By the way, that was the first made 3 of the half. for the Cavaliers. Amanze on the assist from Johnson.
The crowd wants to travel on Kimora Johnson, but she just does a good job of being patient, holding her pivot foot, and waiting to the last second to read the defense.
Well, that's something Jeff Walls talked to you about, of why preparing for Kimora Johnson is so tough. She'll pivot around, and she'll lose a defender, and she'll make you fall asleep.
Absolutely, and as soon as you think you got her, she impacts the game. But Raina Scott saying, listen, we're not done yet.
Amanze, the transfer from Princeton, played a crucial role this season, but that shot nowhere close.
Yeah, she forced that one. I thought offensively she had the mismatch.
Tie game! 20-point game. Aleph Istanbuloglu. After a scoreless matchup a year ago versus Virginia, she's brought it today. Johnson on the answer. Oh, Kimora Johnson with her first three against Louisville in the last 2 years. So Virginia did not have a three in the third quarter. They've come up with a huge pair here in the fourth. Siegler fakes, pulls up from the elbow. Too easy for Siegler, that's her shot. Johnson dribbles around, greeted by the double, still found some space, missed the floater. Down to the floor, Amanze's got it. Extra possession for Virginia. Their 9th board of the game. What a cut by Amanze, but missed the layup.
Both of these teams are winded.
Virginia can squarely put themselves into the NCAA tournament with a win. They are very much on the bubble. Don't miss a second of pure raw racing from Coda. Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on the CW.
Paris Clark, 14.6 assists. She's just been all over the court for Virginia today. And she's one of the players who she doesn't look as winded, but she is tired.
Louisville has still brought it without their leading scorer, Taj Roberts, who left in the first quarter. Berry, one of those players that has done so. Amari Berry.
What he got from Amari Berry on that
native
one.
of Clarksville, Tennessee. Stayed close to home. Levy around the wing, pull up on the 2, and Romi Levy buys herself a couple more. Randolph threw it to Istanbuloglu with the 20 points today, leading scorer of the ball game.
9 points, 4 fouls. They need her in the game. Free throw line extended and going straight into the contact.
Amanze defending the baseline. Pass goes to Istanbuloglu. Louisville can lead with a long one. Have not had a lead since the first quarter. The kick to Scott. Raina Scott gives Louisville the lead. The first since they had a 10-8 advantage. KFC Yum Center again standing up.
And that's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc for Scott. She's got 16 points. She's been big, especially coming back between that end of that first half to the beginning of the second.
It was an 11-point game at halftime. Johnson on the answer. Kimora Johnson has done it twice now to the Cards.
Talking to Coach Mox yesterday, I asked her, does anything surprise you anymore about Kimora Johnson's play? And she compared her point guard to Michael Jordan's flu game.
Berry draws the foul. Levy.
And it's because of plays like this. You got the 3-point make by Raina Scott on one end, but the response from Kimora Johnson is what is so fun to watch. The 3-point make right there, her second back-to-back. And it's been a struggle offensive night for her, but clearly she can get it going whenever she wants to. She's got 16. And just going back to the flu game story, she mentioned how a practice player landed on Kimora Johnson's neck in practice, and she had to go to the ER, and then the next day returned to play 40 minutes in the game.
Thought she broke her neck. Comes back to play, as you said. Toughness in a tie game in the last 40 seconds. Johnson enters the lane, throw it away. Louisville pushes the pace. It's Berry. Foul foul goes up.
She's had all the attention lately, and it causes this play at the other end. When she would get winded last season, everything would fall through. She wouldn't be an efficient player at both ends, but this season, that's been a game changer.
First free throw miss of the game for Louisville. They were 13 for 13. 1-point lead. Timeout, Virginia. 31.4, down to the wire.
Which is why we've got a 1-point game with 31 seconds left.
Here we go. Shot and game clock separated by about a second. Johnson draws the double near the timeline. Clark had to pick up her dribble. It's Levy for three. Romi Levy. Timeout on the floor with 12.2. Levy has hit 3 trifectas in the game.
And
the first 2 early.
All been timely in this one. What a big time shot. A lot of rookies, a lot of sophomores, but this team is made up of predominantly grads and seniors, so they've been able to piece together some veteran pieces that have learned through those overtime games.
2 to tie, 3 to take the lead in the last 9 seconds. Scott tied the game a moment ago on a triple. She drives with 5. Scott missed the lay-in. Rebound available. And it'll stay with Louisville, 2.3.
You do have Louisville with 8 threes in this game. They've had some timely ones.
And again, the scenario for Louisville, they must win out if they want a chance at the ACC regular season crown. They also need Duke to lose 2 of 3. Here we go. Smith on the ball. She's tipped a couple passes from there today. Can't do so now. Barry puts it up. It's short. And Virginia has won again at the KFC Yum Center. The Cavaliers upset the Cardinals. They're the first ACC unranked team to do so since they did it as well 2 years ago. Thanks for being with us. For Tabitha Turner, Brendan King, our spectacular crew. What a ball game in Louisville.